The United States is racing towards the November polls, but Donald Trump, it appears, is racing to very quickly try and fill the vacant position in the Supreme Court before the elections happen. And so he has set in motion a scheme of things to try and replace the vacancy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg by one of his nominations. Now, the U.S. President has announced Amy Coney Barrett as his Supreme Court nominee.
It is my honor to nominate one of our nation's most brilliant and gifted legal minds to the Supreme Court. She is a woman of unparalleled achievement, towering intellect, sterling credentials, and unyielding loyalty to the Constitution, Judge Amy Coney Barrett.
Now, Donald Trump has also heaped praise on Judge Amy Coney Barrett after nominating her to the U.S. Supreme Court. If confirmed to replace the liberal icon Ruth Bader Ginsburg, then Barrett would become the fifth woman ever in American history to serve as a justice of the American Supreme Court, and she'll also go on to push its conservative majority to a commanding 6-3. Already, it is the conservative judges who dominate with 5-3 majority. Now, with Trump's fellow Republicans controlling the Senate, the confirmation appears almost certain. Now, Amy Barrett appeared at the White House with Trump for the formal announcement. Trump also predicted that Amy Coney Barrett will get a very quick confirmation in the Republican-controlled Senate.
Judge Barrett was confirmed to the Circuit Court 3 years ago by a bipartisan vote. Her qualifications are unsurpassed, and her record is beyond reproach. This should be a straightforward and prompt confirmation. Should be very easy. Good luck. It's going to be very quick.
The Democrats, on the other hand, are protesting that Trump should not be filling up this vacancy as the country is actually heading into elections and it's not clear as to who will be the next president. They are furious over McConnell's 2016 refusal to consider President Barack Obama's Supreme Court nomination of Merrick Garland because it came during an election year. This marks the first time since 1956 that an American president has moved to fill a Supreme Court vacancy so close to an election. The top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer has condemned the nomination and has said that Justice Ginsburg must be turning in her grave to see that the person that they chose seems to be intent on pretty much undoing all things that Ginsburg had done.
I want to shake her hand.
Just about everything that America believes in and stands for when it comes to issues like health care and labor rights and LGBTQ rights and women's rights. Judge Barrett stands against all of that.
The Democrat presidential nominee Joe Biden has called on the U.S. Senate to refrain from confirming President Donald Trump's nominee to the Supreme Court until after the 3rd of November election. The Senate should not act on this vacancy until after the American people, in fact, select their next president and the next Congress, is what Biden has said. Now, barreling along a roller coaster of an election campaign, Amy Coney Barrett's nomination has kicked off a flurry of activity that must take place before the final confirmation vote. With the Republicans almost certain to confirm Barrett, the move will, of course, tilt the U.S. top court completely to the conservative side. Now, Amy Coney Barrett is 48 years old and is said to be the favorite amongst the religious conservatives. She was appointed to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 7th Circuit in 2017, and she has been in favor of Trump's hardline immigration policies. A native of New Orleans, Barrett studied at the Notre Dame Law School, and she's never ruled directly on the issue of abortion. However, she's cast her votes that signal her opposition to rulings that have struck down abortion-related restrictions. Now, abortion rights advocates have voiced concerns that Barrett, who is a very devout Roman Catholic, could actually cast her vote for overturning the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling that legalized abortion in the United States. In the United States, abortion, of course, is one very crucial issue. Now, US President Donald Trump seems to be softening his stance on a possible transfer of power after the elections. Trump warned his supporters of voter fraud, but at the same time, he said that he wants a friendly transition of power. Listen in.
Millions of ballots, very hard to watch. And it's the only way that's the only way we're going to lose is if there's mischief, and it'll have to be on a big scale. So be careful. And we do want a very friendly transition.
Now, Donald Trump continued his attack on mail-in ballots, saying that it could be months before the winner is actually announced. He further added that the only way that he would lose this November was if the Democrats were to cheat.
It's a disaster. The only hope we have, really, other than going through a long, unbelievable litigation at the end after it's over, because we're going to win. We're not going to lose this except if they cheat.
Now, 4 key states, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin and North Carolina, have permitted counting of mail-in ballots that come in after the 3rd of November. Now, opinion polls have shown that Democrats are more likely to vote by mail than Republicans. So the Trump campaign has filed lawsuits across swing states to curb mail-in ballots. On Saturday, the Trump campaign in fact scored a major victory in Pennsylvania. The state ruled that mail-in ballots without a secret envelope will be discarded.